Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to another episode of It's Always Beeroclock. I'm Mark.
And I'm Simon, and behind the camera we have sidekick Dave. No, we don't. Where is he?
Sidekick Dave's interstate. Simon, we're at Mountain Culture in Redfern, and you will remember that in episode 3 years ago, we visited Mountain Culture in Katoomba.
Dude, what are they doing here?
Well, I guess they decided that they needed an outpost in the inner city.
Makes sense.
And you'll also remember that at the time, they'd just won the #1 beer in Gabs for their status quo pale ale.
Yes, I do.
Now, they've won that 3 times since.
Wow. Very impressive. We should go in and try it one more time.
Okay, let's do that. That is a good lager.
Excellent.
You know what it does? It tastes like the beer that you used to drink from your dad's can when you were like 10 years old. It tastes like beer used to taste then.
It does. Yeah, it's really nice. Good old-fashioned lager taste.
All right, we're here this afternoon at Mountain Culture in Redfern with Joel, who's the venue manager. G'day, Joel.
How are we?
Very good, thanks, mate. Now, how long has the Redfern branch of Mountain Culture been open?
In November 2024.
Okay,
So not like a year and 4 months or something like that.
okay. Now, do you actually brew beer here in this venue?
No, not at the moment. So when it opened, there was a plan to start brewing. We have all the system and stuff here to do it. But then with the expansion of acquiring Fox Friday and opening the venues in Melbourne and Hobart, it got put lower on the list to do, but it is still on a list. Like eventually we'll start to brew here. But in the meantime, we just have the barrel age program.
Okay, so tell us about that. What is in these barrels?
Stout. Stout is in the barrel. So we got these barrels from Karu, which is a distillery in the Blue Mountains. So they all had rum in them, and then we put our own stout in there to start aging so that the rum infuses into the stout. They've been in there for quite a while. Last year we went through quite an extensive stout range that got released, imperial stouts, through winter. And there was a time where one of the brewers came in, pulled all the stout out and turned it into a rum ball stout, which is like a 12% stout with you could feel the rum hint on the end of it.
Yeah.
And then now all the barrels are bottom 6 barrels are all full of stout, which will be utilised this winter as it's colder.
So we can't taste that now. We have to come back in winter time.
In winter, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll have to come back. For that.
Maybe St. Patrick's Day there might be a stout.
Okay. All right. Good. Now, here in Redfern, so the beers are produced at the Emu Plains.
So Katoomba does some of the limited releases. Emu Plains brews and Richmond brew as well. So they're
Richmond in Melbourne.
in Melbourne brew. Yeah.
Okay. And here in Redfern, what's the most popular beer with the punters?
Leading up to Gabs, like status quo is always flying off.
Yeah.
Like that's probably our #1 seller all the time. But through summer, it was the new Neon Splice, which is like a pineapple and lime fruit enhanced hazy, but it's only like a 4.5 ABV, so a lot more sessionable in comparison to the older version of Juice Trip, which is like a big 7% hitter.
Okay, so Simon and I have tried the Juice Trip. It's bloody good.
Yeah.
Now that was on the Gabs list, wasn't it?
The Juice Trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, it came in at number 16 for its first year,
Okay,
which is very impressive.
That's a bloody good effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what is your favourite beer in the range?
Out of the core range would be Status Quo Pale Ale, but out of the limiteds that we here have on tap at the moment would be the Floating on Green, which was a collaboration with Range Brewery in Brisbane. It's an
Right.
oak cream IPA. I
Okay.
think it's like 6.6%, has a lot of flavour.
All right.
It's a really, really
We'll
good
need
beer.
to try that. So there's quite a propensity to do collaboration.
Yeah. Quite often we like to have a collaboration. Like we had one that came out today.
Okay, what's that?
With Bent Spoke Brewery from Canberra.
Canberra, yeah.
So it's a West Coast IPA that came out today. But all of the collaborations do tremendously well. They're a lot of fun.
All right. Well, we'll have to try that, and we'll have to come back in wintertime, or at least after St Patrick's Day, to try the barrel-aged stout.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, fantastic.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks very much.
Pleasure.
Cheers, Joel. Last time we visited Mountain Culture up in Katoomba, you weren't overly impressed with the status quo.
I wasn't sold on it, you're right. Yeah, but it's clearly got something going for it because it's won Gabs for 4 times now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it another shot. So here we go, live on camera. You know, it's not bad. Actually, I think I'm won over. Yeah, it's really quite nice. What was I thinking 3 years ago?
Okay, we're here today with Scott. G'day, Scott.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Well, thank you, mate. What are you drinking today?
I'm drinking the Aussie Premium Lager.
Okay, is this the first time you've had this?
This is the first time I've had that. It's a very nice lager. I'm very much enjoying it.
Okay, and are you a sort of a craft brewery sort of a guy?
I am a craft brewery sort of guy. This is my first visit here, but I've visited many a craft brewery in my time.
Okay, and do you normally go for the lager? What's your go-to kind of beer?
Normally it's a pale, but I'm really enjoying this lager. It's very nice.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Hey, g'day, Joe.
G'day, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, mate. What are you drinking today?
Good question. I think it's Jaguar Shark.
Ooh, okay, the Jaguar Shark limited release. How is it?
Yeah, it's good. It's I guess a New England IPA. So
Okay, hazy IPA.
hazy, yeah, I do like them, but
That's your sort of go-to?
a little bit, but I must admit they are kind of starting to taste the same. There's a little bit of samey there, but yeah, no, decent.
Okay, have you been to Mountain Culture in Redfern previously?
A couple of times, yeah.
You tend to go for the sort of limited release beers rather than the core range.
Yeah, I think if you're coming to Mountain Culture's doing such a good job now. You can get. I was at another pub earlier and cold IPA was on tap, so it feels like you can get it anywhere now. So if you come here, you may as well, try the stuff that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks very much for talking to us.
Yeah, no worries.
Have a good afternoon.
Yeah.
Cheers. Simon, we find ourselves at the conclusion of a brewery visit once again. Your assessment of Mountain Culture Redfern?
It's a really nice venue. Great food here. The beers, as we would expect, were excellent. My favourites were the APL, the lager, and surprisingly the status quo, which, as we know, I wasn't so enamoured of the first time I tried it, but this time I can now understand. I think maybe my palate has improved.
We've educated you.
Yeah, you have educated me. It was really good. And the other one I liked was the Juice Trip,
Oh, yes.
which was juicy and fruity, but quite refreshing and enjoyable. Yeah. Mark?
Well, the venue itself, technically it's not a brewery. They don't brew any beer here. However, they have a range of barrels which they fill with their stout, which is brewed elsewhere, but then age it here. We didn't get to taste any because it's only available in wintertime, so we'll have to come back.
You will.
All of the core range beers are great, as you'd expect.
Yep.
There's a range of beers that there's something sort of for everybody. There's a lager, a pale ale, a hazy, a stout, that sort of thing. So you won't be disappointed if you come here.
No.
I'll make a special mention of the limited release they have here called the Status Quattro, which has been released in recognition of the fact that the Status Quo Pale Ale has won Gabs 4 years in a row. The Status Quattro is a very, very strong pale ale, 10.4%. I'm glad I only had a little one, but it was very good. Anyway, folks, until next time, remember, it's always Beeroclock.
For part 2 of this episode, Mark and sidekick Dave take the 1-hour train ride out to Emu Plains, a narrow strip of land nestled between the deep flowing waters of the Nepean River and the majestic Blue Mountains. But be aware, it is a 1.4 kilometre walk from the station to Mountain Culture's Emu Plains brewery and tap room. Nevertheless, it's always good to work up a thirst with a brisk walk. The Emu Plains branch of Mountain Culture is their main production brewery, which was opened in 2022.
Okay, we're here at Mountain Culture in Emu Plains with Jamie. Good afternoon, Jamie.
How are you?
Good, mate. Have you been to this brewery before?
I haven't been to this one, but I've been to the one in Katoomba.
Okay, so you're local to this area?
I live in the Blue Mountains, yeah.
Okay, and what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking the Status Quo.
Oh, Status Quo, their number one beer.
Yeah, that's my favourite, yeah.
Yep, and have you had anything else whilst you've been here?
I tried something pony, did I try?
One Trick Pony?
One Trick Pony, yeah.
Okay, and how was that?
It was really good. I like the lightness, good way to start. It's a nice session beer. It's a good session beer.
Okay, and do you have a particular style of beer that's your favourite? IPA. And are you a sort of a craft brewery kind of a guy? You've been to others?
Love it.
Are there any others in the area you'd recommend?
There's Blue Mountains Brewery just around the corner from us.
Blue Mountains, yes,
yep.
We've been there. Yep.
I like the original one, which was probably the one down in Brookvale. What's the one in Brookvale called? The original kind of small brewery that got bought out. But
that was probably Four Pines.
Four Pines, yeah, the original Four Pines.
Yeah. All right, well, Jamie, thanks very much for talking to us. It's always Beeroclock.
It's Beeroclock. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. We're here with Chris, who is the lead brewer here at Mountain Culture in Emu Plains. Good afternoon, Chris.
How's it going?
Pretty good, mate. So what kind of brewing capacity do you have here? It's pretty substantial.
Yeah, we've got a pretty big setup. Well, I guess on track for this year, we're targeting 5.2 million litres.
Wow.
So pretty big stuff. Everything that comes out of here is all our core range stuff. So yeah, big capacity.
Fantastic. So do you brew any of the limited releases here or just core range?
Primarily core range stuff. We do a little bit of limited releases. I'd say 90% core range. So your Status Quo, your Scenics, your Colts come through here. But maybe the bigger collabs we do. So last year we did Majestic Haze with Garage Project. That came through here. This year Full Suspension with Ben Spoke. Things like that. Yeah. We do things like that through here. Yeah, the bigger scale stuff.
Okay. And how long's this particular brewery been in operation here in Emu Plains?
We've been going now for about 4.5 years. Yeah, so company's coming on 7 years old now, and about 4.5 of that since we opened up here in Emu Plains.
Okay. Do you have any involvement with the other breweries, the other locations?
Me currently, no. No, I just help run the team here. So we've got our core range, our main production brewery here, then our limited program is now run out of Richmond in Victoria.
Oh, Richmond, the old Fox Friday?
Oh, Fox Friday, that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of the core range, do you have a particular favourite?
I do. I've always had a soft spot for Colt IPA.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's a
think,
good one.
yeah, before I started here, that was really the one I'd always go for. But 6.2%, it gets you. So it's between that and probably the status quo is just Old Faithful, really.
Yeah, that's it. All right, Chris, great talking to you, mate.
Nice meeting
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Good afternoon, Brendan.
Good afternoon, Mark. How you doing?
Well, thank you. Have you been to Mountain Culture before?
No, I have not. This is my virgin visit.
Okay. Are you a craft brewery sort of a guy?
I absolutely am.
Okay. So, and are you from this part of the world?
No, I'm mainly from the inner west of Sydney, so it was a bit of a journey out here today, but well worth it.
Okay. And have you tried a few of the range here?
I have. This is the American Pale Ale that's currently being here. It's all right. It's not as tasty as others I've tried. I recommend the One Trick Pony.
Oh, the One Trick Pony. That
West
was
Coast
West Coast
IPA.
Yep.
Lovely amber colour and quite complex. You can't sort of knock it back easily. It's a bit of a heavy complex ale, but very, very pleasant.
Okay, and is that your sort of go-to style?
IPA is definitely my thing. The status quo pale ale here, not my cup of tea. And I've just tried the Quattro, Status Quattro.
Yes.
Too strong for me. It was a 10.7 or something, or whatever it is. A little bit too strong for me. But yeah, something along these lines, an IPA or an American pale ale, more my cup of tea.
Okay, thanks for talking to us, Brendan.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, Wally. How are you?
Very well, thanks, Mark.
Mate, have you been to Mountain Culture before?
First experience.
First experience. Are you a craft beer sort of a guy?
I do like my craft beers, but I haven't been into... This is beyond craft, it looks like, by the equipment behind us.
It's quite industrial in scale, isn't it?
It certainly is.
What have you been drinking today?
I've had... I think this is an IPA. And before that, I've had a whole lot of... what's their main...
The Status Quo Pale Ale?
I had the Status Quo to start with, which was good.
Yep.
Then I got into something that was a little bit too raspy for me. I think it was the
One Trick Pony?
One Trick Pony, yes. Yeah, that was a little bit...
Heavy?
Bit too much at the top end for me.
Okay.
Where now we've reverted back to, I'm not quite sure what this one is. I think it's a middle of the road one. I think it might be another IPA. But anyway, this is good. Okay. I'm enjoying this.
And is an IPA your standard sort of go-to style?
Yeah, well, I mean, at home I just drink Cooper's Green. But yeah, I mean, I like the pale ales. And when I go out, I like getting into some of the boutique, mainly pale ales.
Okay.
Predominantly.
But your recommendation here at Mountain Culture would be the Status Quo, is that right?
Yeah. Although I've got to find out what this one is. The last one we just got, but it's all right.
All right. Well, we'll put that up as a sort of subtitle on this one. All right. Well, Wally, enjoy trying the rest of the range.
Yeah, well, it was worth the hike out here. I'll put it that way.
Good on you, mate.
Thank you.
Sidekick Dave, we've had a lovely afternoon here in Emu Plains. What did you think of the venue and the beers?
What they've done in the venue, it's very welcoming, huge. I love the mezzanine, as we've discussed in the past. Walk in, great venue, see the tanks, overlook the tanks, great service. Yourself, Mark?
Well, it's certainly industrial in scale. They can make a heck of a lot of beer here. In terms of beer, I've tasted quite a lot of their beers over the last few weeks, particularly last week at Redfern. But I had the Log Jam West Coast IPA, which I really liked here. How about you, Dave?
Well, I had the Colt IPA. That was very nice. My favourite by a long way was the One Trick Pony. Just a beautiful West Coast IPA. Very dark in colour, but it's just You wouldn't have like 4, but it just was beautiful.
All right, folks. Well, remember, until next time, it's always Beeroclock.
What are we talking about?
I'll ask the questions.
Oh, all right, okay.